The following paragraphs are taken from various public domain articles to piece together the events leading up to two well-publicised videos that show a different narrative. I'm not saying it is the whole truth, and I have absolutely no bias to anyone involved in this case. Manchester Airport, 23rd of July 2024. Shamim Akhtar was flying into Manchester from Doha to be met at the airport by her sons, Fahir Armaz and Ahmed Ahmad, along with friends of the men. Allegedly on the flight, Shamim, having moved seats, was racially abused by a male stranger, resulting in her feeling anxious and fearful. A further allegation emerged of the same man ramming her luggage trolley at the airport, which resulted in her sons confronting the man, which led to an altercation and the police being called. The first video released showed a police officer, now under criminal investigation by the IOPC, stamping and kicking Fahir Armaz whilst Armaz was on the floor. This initial footage caused widespread condemnation towards the officer. What followed was a so-called peaceful protest at Rochdale Divisional Police Headquarters the following day, Wednesday the 24th of July, which at the time was summarised by Assistant Chief Constable Chowdhury as follows. A protest held last night outside Rochdale Police Station about our response at Manchester Airport has concluded safely without incident. However, we now know this isn't true, as there was a significant disturbance and an appeal by Greater Manchester Police to find 5 perpetrators afterwards. Tensions were running high. A few days later, however, a second video emerged that seemed to present a wholly different version of events. Whilst trying to apprehend the brothers, the video shows the police coming under attack, receiving numerous punches and blows, leading to injuries to the officers, including a broken nose. The brothers subsequently said the police didn't identify themselves and took them by surprise, or words to that effect, despite the officers being in uniform. The brothers further alleged that their mother was hit in the face by a taser during the melee. So who was the mysterious man on the flight and in the airport? Has he been interviewed to corroborate any version of events? Why weren't the brothers remanded in custody? Why haven't the police charged the brothers? Why did it take the police over 2 weeks to compile the evidence for the Crown Prosecution Service, which they handed over on the 15th of August? And why haven't the Crown Prosecution Service been able to make a decision regarding charging 2 weeks later? Without going into case by case, there was well over 300 arrests at Notting Hill Carnival this last weekend. I've only been able to see that 3 people have been charged, and that was for that awful attack on that poor lady. But I haven't seen anybody else charged for the catalogue of different offences across the bank holiday there, including the 61 assaults on police officers. So where are the round-the-clock courts to deal with this, and the prison cells to house them? There was 27 arrests after the Hare Hills riot, but only 4 people charged. And there was hundreds if not thousands of people involved. A YouTuber faces a lengthy prison sentence following an ill-judged and I'm sure very regrettable visit to a hotel housing asylum seekers where he was verbally abusive. And yes, it looked and sounded very bad. However, he wasn't physically violent. A rumour that's doing the rounds, however, though, is that he could receive a sentence of up to 5 years for that. A man throws a cement missile at Nigel Farage and gets a suspended sentence. Meanwhile, a local Southport man who was attending a vigil the same evening for those poor little girls gets involved in the riot after consuming alcohol, and he throws a missile at a police cordon. He gets 20 months. Remember, no attack on a mosque can ever be justified. No attack on an innocent asylum seeker or the property that houses them can ever be justified. However, surely a crime is a crime, regardless of the perpetrator, and should be treated exactly the same in all cases, not if it just suits a political agenda. Surely everybody agrees on this, and I'm sure many traditional Labour supporters are appalled at what's going on.